What's good, my people? Last piece back for another video. Been a minute. I'm not even gonna hold you. Boy, been focusing on working and stuff like that. But anyway, we have to talk about this. We got a lot going on right now, and among the things that we got to talk about is our Chicago Sky have a new coach. You know, after months, after all of the time that we were confused. Many of us still are confused about what happened with Teaspoon. We felt like it was a good year. The Chicago Sky finally decided to go ahead and make that move, and they found the right person. So I'm not going to pretend like I know a whole lot about Tyler Marsh, who's the head coach. I have, because I was studying the Aces a little bit early in the year. I did take a brief look at their assistant coaches, and I do recall watching it was a short video where Tyler Marsh, the new coach, was having a conversation with one of my favorite players in the W, Jackie Young. And in that conversation, they were talking about how he had helped develop her. Jackie Young, for those who know, was a top pick. I believe she was the number one pick when she came out in the draft a few years ago. But, no player when they come out of college is absolutely perfect. They all have parts of their game to work on. And that was the same thing with Jackie Young. So I will say this here. I don't understand why Spoon was fired, but I'm sure it'll come out. But if you're going to go ahead and make that move, they went and got someone from a successful program. One of the most successful programs right now in the WNBA. So at least that's good. I'm always for that. You take one of the assistants, or either you get a coach that has one, or you take an assistant from a team that has one. So what do we know about Tyler Marsh right now? Tyler Marsh has had coaching experience on both the men's side in the NBA G League and the NCAA. He was hired by the Aces in 2022. March 14th was the exact date. Now, over his first 2 years in Las Vegas, Tyler Marsh helped Coach Becky Hammond steer the Aces back-to-back WNBA championships. And in 2022, they also won the Commissioner's Cup, for what that's worth. So, as we know, the three-peat fell short, but they still made it to the semifinals, so that goes with them. I mean, there isn't much we have to say about the Aces. If you follow the W, you know who they are. In the article that I read about Marsh, it said that among his many contributions to the team, Marsh has been credited with Jackie Young's improved play, which is impressive, especially her 3-point shooting since joining the staff. And this is the video that I saw. You can find it on YouTube where, Jackie Young was praising him. And what I do like about this is this tells me that he's the type of coach he's a player's coach. So that's the first check. I know with I don't pretend to know Angel Reese personally, and I don't know the players personally, but the way she seems to me, she seems like the type that would be more receptive to the players coach type, as opposed to just the general Patton type that's just putting down his foot and is not taking no mess. Now, you want a coach that's strict and that's serious about the work. But at the same time, I think, a guy that has some charisma, a guy that's smooth, that knows how to talk to women, especially, in the WNBA, I think is important. And from what I gathered from that video, he seems like, he's that type of guy. He seems like he's that type of guy, and that's good, So, and it also appears that Angel, right after the hire, sometime after the hire, she took to Twitter, I believe, and she just put a W up. Kind of cryptic, but for most of us who know how we talk, it makes it sound like that's positive. It probably means this was a win for them. And that's good that she's familiar with the different coaches and that she's obviously not hearing anything bad about him. All of that is good. Marsh also throughout the season was kind of paying attention to Angel's development and Angel's game. There were times where he tweeted about her, like for example, he tweeted about her footwork one time, where he has stated that she's a much more effective player, or her footwork is much more effective when she takes her time. She has patience as opposed to just trying to rush to get a shot. And that's actually something I felt like I noticed about her game as well, you know. And that's good that you have a guy that pays that much attention to detail like that. Like, I love those types of coaches that are going to constantly remind the player of their fundamentals. It's going to constantly remind them of things like the footwork and those little things that you need uh, to make sure that you perfect the game or come as close to perfection as possible. So if you have that type of coach with Angel Reese, I think that's a W. There's nothing to complain about. So I'm interested in seeing how what direction they go in. I know the draft is coming up. I know free agency starts whenever it does start, and it's I'm very interested in seeing what type of moves they make. Who they decide to keep, who not. And the other thing, if they plan on keeping Kennedy Carter, which I think is a definite move they need to make. I think it's good to have this particular coach. Sometimes because I know that in the past, Kennedy Carter, she had issues with Miller. Who was the coach over with the LA Sparks. And sometimes, man, it really does come down to the relatability of a coach can have with a player. And sometimes, coaches who may come from a different background, different culture, could sometimes have a hard time getting through. You don't know quite how to talk to, they say a young black lady from the inner city, maybe. So with Marsh, what you hope is that he knows how to do all of that. You know, so uh, I have no complaints about it right now. I've only heard only good about the guy. I like the fact that he's coming from a winning program. Um, I'm I'm not familiar with how men kind of interact in this league, though. I've heard there have been plenty of men who've had success, and that's good to hear. So you know, so what I'll say is, hey, that's what's up on that tip. That's what's up on that tip. So any of you, let me go to some of your comments. Jared says before we move on to the next subject. Jared says it's a great hire. Tyler Marsh is very good at developing bigs. Angel and Camila Cardozo will take another leap forward for sure. That's what's up. That's what we want. The key to the Chicago Sky will be the development of those two bigs, as well as whether or not they're going to keep Kennedy Carter, what point guard they draft in the draft, assuming they draft a point guard or who they grab in free agency or whatever. All of those things are going to be very interesting to watch. Judah Tribe 1969. What's up, my brother? Says this may be good for the Sky. Yeah, I think so. Right now, it seems like a good move. I'm being honest with you. I don't know enough about him to give like this really educated answer on the issue, but I did. But I found it very good that players like Jackie Young, developed under him, and she praises him. Jackie Young has all the good things to say about him. AJ Wilson has all good to say about him. So if that's all I'm seeing, it's nothing to complain about, man. Hopefully, Chicago Sky will benefit from him as well, and will have all those good things to say about him. All right. Um, the next subject here is briefly, I want to say something about this here. Um, Unrivaled League. There's an article in Yahoo Sports as well as some other articles that talks about uh, Caitlin Clark being offered deals from the Unrivaled League. Unrivaled League, for those who don't know, is the 3-on-3 league that is started by Brianna Stewart, uh, recent champion, as well as Nafisa Collier, which serves as a a way for the women in the W to supplement money because the WNBA does not pay a large salary, so many of them have to go overseas to to supplement income to make enough, to live comfortably to take care of their themselves and their families and so on. So right now, initially they had 30 slots for players. This was just recently up to 36, as Nafisa Collier had announced. I believe it was yesterday or the day before. And so I guess they're looking for particular marquee players, which is good because you want people to watch. But oftentimes the marquee players really have enough money where they don't have to go overseas. So that's interesting. So they gotta, I guess, balance between, trying to genuinely help the women who need it or who could use it, along with putting together a product that people are going to watch. So I guess that's what they're trying to do. So apparently here, according to this article in Yahoo Sports, according to the Sports Business Journal, says Clark and the Unrivaled have held talks about her participating in the 3-on-3 league that is set to tip off in January in Miami. It says that Unrivaled offered Clark an offer believed to be worth over $1 million, which would include an equity stake. I find this interesting. Um, One thing's for sure: the Caitlin Clark bunch, who kind of glaze her and believe she's the greatest ever. This is going to have them saying, "Hey, look, they're begging her. They want her to join so bad because they probably won't succeed without her." So from that standpoint, I'm not really happy with them sweating her like that. But then when I think from the business standpoint, I get why they'll do it. It's like even though her fan base is annoying as fuck, right? They are going to watch if she's there. So they're just looking at it from that standpoint. The money, whoever's funding them, obviously is just concerned about the eyes that's on it. They're concerned about the ratings, and they are concerned that when Caitlin Clark is not there, ratings are substantially lower because Caitlin Clark has this fan base that believes she's, Wonder Woman, and then everybody else is just, regular people. They believe she's dunking between her legs and doing, 360 spin dunks. So I don't know what they think she's doing that they have to see, but this is the case. So so on one hand, hey, good, offer her that's your business. On the other hand, it does look kind of needy. I'm not even gonna lie. So when the Clark fan base starts going there, what you gonna say? It looks kind of needy to me. I'm not even gonna lie. uh Jared says Caitlin Clark might take it. Her teammate Leah Boston is part of that. Yeah, Leah. Well, Leah Boston and Caitlin Clark are not on the same level in terms of bringing eyes to the league. So I'm sure Leah Boston takes it. And also, it appears that Leah Boston is good friends with, you know, many of the many of the players. I'm sure, of course, she's a good friend with teammates of hers from the Gamecocks, like uh, oh man, what's my girl that plays for the Atlanta Dream? Alicia Clark. She seems to vibe really well with Angel Reese during the All Star break. She seems like the type that's just a sweetheart with everybody, pretty much. So I'm not surprised Aaliyah Boston is there. And then I guess you're trying to get Aaliyah to maybe get her to come. Caitlin Clark comes, then. Well, listen, I don't mind because Caitlin helps my content, right? So I can't complain. It's just a shame. It seems like they can't do nothing without Caitlin. Dre Stewart says, I really hope she doesn't. I'm really sick of her fans. Yeah, you ain't the only one, bro. You are not the only one. You are not the only one. Jared says, CC fans believe you hate her, Fulan, and make excuses for Angel Reese. They can believe whatever they want. They also believe she's the greatest women's basketball of all time, and I don't believe that. So I'm used to them believing things that I don't believe. We're so not on the same page when it comes to that. And that's typically what people do. It's called cognitive dissonance when you hear an opinion that differs from yours, an opinion that you have, or something that you're so sure about. When you hear someone that's different, that's what happens. your mind tells you, well, this person is a hater or this person is biased or this or that, simply because you're trying to work out in your mind why they disagree, whether or not they have valid points or not. Um, as I've always stated many times for people who've joined the channel, I feel about Caitlin Clark is very simple. I have no feeling towards her whatsoever, whether it's good or bad. She's just another basketball player. One of thousands of basketball players I've watched in my life of watching basketball. That's all she is. And I view her as a rookie, who has a lot of talent, but also is imperfect. Also has some flaws that she needs to work on, and I bring those flaws up. If people don't like that, I don't know what to tell you. I do that with every player. And excuses for Angel Reese. What excuse is there to make for Angel Reese? Angel Reese has no need for excuses. Her game is what it is. And what I'm hoping is that this brother Tyler Marsh, does force her to focus on her fundamentals. Force her to, use the jump shot at times when she needs to use that to open up the other parts of her game. And that's what I'm hoping for, is that he's that type of coach. You know what I mean? Um, So what's the other news that happened? I didn't speak about. So the Indiana Fever, the team that of course Caitlin Clark plays for, had just hired Stephanie White earlier in the week. Stephanie White, was the coach of the Connecticut Sun, one of my favorite teams to watch all year, and it's going to be very interesting to see how this works. I don't know a whole lot about Stephanie White other than what I read and other than what I watched this year. And the one thing about the Connecticut Sun, their identity is defense. That's just flat out. When you look at, Disney Carrington, when you look at Alyssa Thomas, when you look at those players they got, Mitchell, the other one that comes off the bench, they are a defensive team. you know, goon squads, what I call them. So I'm kind of automatically assuming that that's what Stephanie White coaches and preaches defense. Now, what I don't know is, was that team, was that already their identity and she went with it because that was the skill set present with her team? Or is that the team that was molded in her image? That I don't really know. If it's the latter, if that's the team that's molded in her image, I'm interested in seeing how you're going to turn the Indiana Fever into a defensive team. That I got to see. Um, Now you have some pieces there. Leah Boston is a willing defender. On the inside, she's rather good. Her interior defensively. Um, Outside of them, you had oh my goodness, Mitchell, right? Mitchell is a willing defender as well. Okay, now she has fundamentals that are fine when she wants to dig in. The thing with her though is she's not supremely athletic, right? So she has to really work on fundamentals, or she has to focus on fundamentals a lot. And then sometimes she'll just get lax on defense because that's just, I guess, the way the team was. Now the funny thing about it is that Christy Size supposedly was a defensive specialist type of coach, right? But despite that, she was not able to make that team a defensive team. The Indiana Fever were either the 12th best defensive team out of 12 teams or the 11th pretty much throughout the year. So Chrissy Sides wasn't able to do it. So we'll see if Stephanie White is able to do it. The only way I can honestly see it is if she can bring some of them players from Connecticut. If she could bring Alyssa Thomas there, which I don't know what position she would play, unless she's the power forward. Yeah, I guess so. Or bring Dejanay, who are two players that hate Indiana. So I don't see how that happens, but I'm interested in seeing if they don't go that route of bringing those types of free agents, who would they bring, and how will she make the Indiana Fever, a defensive team in her image, if that's what she coaches. So we defend Angel Reese because she gets so much ish. Yeah, I guess I defend her, but what I mean is, I don't think I make excuses for her. Defend, sure, where it's needed, absolutely. Uh, So who got anybody got anything on that with the Stephanie White hiring? You think that's going to work out or not? I'm really interested to see how you turn that into a defensive team. With Caitlin Clark, that is not a defensive player. Mitchell is willing, but not really. Lexi Hull, you know, you can get some defense out of her. You know, you can get some defense out of Aaliyah. But Nalissa Smith, I don't know. I don't even know if she's going to be there. Very interesting how these moves are going to take place. I don't know. But I do know you got a top-notch coach. And I do know you got a rabid fan base. So how does that work? Do they accept Stephanie White, or they give her a lot of the problems that you gave Christy Sides? Or we're going to all of a sudden be saying because she asked Caitlin Clark to play in a way that you don't want her to play? Or you all of a sudden going to be saying Stephanie White don't know basketball? Because half her fan base think they know more basketball than Christy Sides. You won't believe how many of them have come to me and told me Christy Sides don't know how to coach, not a good coach, all this and all of that. You know, even all she did was get them to the playoffs. That's all she did. And get them to what, a 6th seed or 5th seed, whatever they were. You know, but she can't coach. So I don't know. She's able to get them there without them playing defense. You know, typically teams that have the worst defense in the league don't end up, you know, in 5th place and 6th place and stuff like that. You know, defense is that important, you know. Jared says, not helping the defense, White will look to improve the offense and cater more to CC. Why would you do that? Yeah, like, how do you cater more to CC than what she was catered to last year? Like, how is that even possible to cater more to her? You know, White will let CC play CC ball. Well, that would be funny because then they're not going to win. CC ball, I'm not going to say it doesn't win. It only wins but so much. It doesn't win championships. You know, it just gets you but so far. So that's interesting to see how that goes. The other news we got is that Aaliyah Boston joins Unrivaled. I think I just mentioned something about it, but that's good. So I believe that means that they have 5 spots left. If I'm not mistaken, I didn't hear about anyone else joining. Looks like they're trying to get Caitlin. Guess that's a good business decision. I'm not going to lie. If Caitlin joins, that gives me more content because I can, you know, they're going to make content, and then I'm going to have to make content, you know. So I don't mind. I don't actually mind that. He said that's why Sides was fired, not catering enough to CC. Explain. Or just show me where that argument is being made. Because I don't see how any player can be catered to more than Caitlin Clark was catered to last season. I can't even imagine. What else would you do? Right? Caitlin Clark has the ball all the time. Doesn't really want to play off the ball or doesn't do it. I don't know if she doesn't want to. Doesn't play off the ball a lot. The only time she willing to give up the ball. I mean, not gonna say the only time she passes, so she gives up the ball, but it's giving up the ball in order for her to get assists, not like giving up the ball unless it's the final shot. Then she's not so willing to take that. Are you a hero all the way to the end? Now you're not a hero. You know, it just blows my mind. But you know, she'll learn. She's a rookie, man. She's a rookie. And good luck to Leah Boston for joining Unrivaled. All right, so listen, we got something else I got to share real quick here, because it's crazy. It's crazy. And for this, we're gonna bring on my brother Solo M here, who is here to talk, you know, some NBA. Cause this, are you there, bro?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear
All
me?
right, so we're gonna play real quick what Joel Embiid has said.
When I, see people saying he doesn't want to play, I've been way too much. I've done way too much, for this city, and putting myself at risk, for people to be saying that. So I do think he's like that dude. He's not here, Marcus, whatever his name is. I've done way too much for this city to be treated like this. So. Um, done way too much. But like I said, I wish I was as lucky as other ones, but that doesn't mean that I'm not trying and I'm not doing whatever it takes to be out there, which I'm gonna be here pretty soon. When I see people.
So did you hear that? Hello.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard it.
What's your
Yeah, I heard
thought?
it.
What's your thoughts on the Joel Embiid situation? For those who don't know, okay, Joel Embiid to start this season for the Sixers, he has not played yet. The Sixers are saying that he's not injured. However, they're kind of ramping him up to get him ready for the season, and right now he's not completely ready to go. What's your thoughts on it?
My thoughts on Embiid. Um, I kind of had an opinion about a year ago after we lost the playoffs that I'm just whatever happens with Embiid, you know. But at this point, the Sixers are trying to get him to the playoffs, which I understand. But he has to understand that people are not okay with him not playing in the first game of the season or the first 5 games of the season. They're not okay with that. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, if injury is gonna be your plot or your situation on the Sixers team, then like you useless at the end of the day. So I'm cool with them trying to get him to the playoffs, but I doubted that it's gonna work because he just constantly hurt. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, and his priorities to me is not straight. Because if he really wanted to get straight for the season, he should have never played in the Olympics. He should have took the entire summer and tried to get a rehab going and get his leg right. But no, he wanted to play in the Olympics because that's important to him. So I have no sympathy for him. I think he's a little bit emotional, like a lot of these athletes of today's. That he's saying that he don't deserve to be treated like what? What are you treated like? Like I don't understand. What have you done for the city? Like what really have you actually done? So Iverson did more for the city than Embiid done, and that's real. With less, mind you. Iverson never had a Ben Simmons. He never had a, a Tyrese Maxey. You know what I mean? He never had Jimmy Butler. He never had none of these things and did more for the city than Embiid did. So he needed to just suck it up and just take it because you're not playing. That's just the bottom line.
Well, I'll put it like this. See, I'm a little biased because I don't like Marcus Hayes, who wrote the article, made the statements. Marcus Hayes is a guy that hates on Jalen Hurts, hates on Joel Embiid. The Eagles one time had to kick his ass out of the stadium because of just the stuff he been writing about Howie Roseman and all that. Marcus Hayes just has a sick reputation. Now, as far as Joel Embiid go, this is what I feel like. I feel like what the Sixers did was just bad PR. It was just bad PR because you should already know being here how this fan base is, how this fan base is going to react. Whether the fan base is a good one or a bad one, the fan base comes through. They pay the money to come see you, so you gotta just consider that they're not going to go away. They're going to be there. So, what they should have done was from the beginning, just kind of let it be known that Joel Embiid will be playing in I don't know, game 5 or whatever. So that way they don't have room or reasons to go here with what they're saying. Now, at the same time, where Embiid is coming from, I get it. Like, because personally, I don't have a problem with players getting upset with reporters. Now with fans it's different, but reporters I don't have a problem with it. We'll cuss them out. But the thing about it is, it's like it's kind of like a double-edged sword in that that like fans are just like very fickle at any rate. fans are very emotional. They don't mean half of what they're saying. Half of the time when fans are saying get rid of a guy and all, they don't mean it, right? In other words, right, the Sixers could go 0-5, lose all these 5 games. If in the sixth game, Paul George and Embiid come in and both score 25 apiece or 30 apiece, they immediately going to be on the team's dick. It's really that quick. It's not going to take like no more than that. So that's what you got to keep in mind. Like, just be cool. You, Paul George, get together, come out, destroy your team by 20, and everything gonna be everything. Like it really don't take much. Like that's my only thing. Like, don't take the fans that seriously because they're just speaking in the moment, how they feel in the moment. That's the thing about fans. And players, you gotta like kind of not take that stuff so damn personal. We get it. He broke his orbital bone, tried to play anyway, put himself at risk. I get it. I don't agree with people who say he's a bitch and that he's soft. Like, I don't necessarily agree with that. I think he's just a dude with a lot of bad luck. That is unlike anything we've ever seen in the history of sports, but that's kind of how I feel on that tip. As far as Joel Embiid goes. I never got your opinion. What do you think about the Lakers and Bronny?
I went into the season thinking that LeBron not trying to win, and that's the whole purpose of why Bronny there. But it looked like they're doing good right now. I don't think Bronny had nothing to do with that. I just think it's a coincidence that they have a good chemistry this year with the shooting guy they got in the draft right before they got John McCain, Jerry McCain. What's his name? The white boy. His name is Dalton. He can shoot. He's nice. They got a nice little squad this year.
Yeah.
But I think. Well, I want them to win so they can get knocked off in the playoffs. But I honestly thought LeBron didn't want to win because he had Bronny on there. He didn't look like he was trying to build the team in the first place.
Yeah, I think the Lakers are a team that's going to be similar to how they were last year. Remember, last year they started off pretty good. This ain't the first year where they started off. They might have the first seed, first best record, all that kind of stuff. Remember last year they won that little Commissioner's Cup thing? Not Commissioner's Cup. What's it called? That little in-season tournament thing?
Tournament.
Yeah, they won that, right? So I'm not surprised the Lakers are starting off hot and all of that kind of stuff. But I expect it to not continue. Or even if they were kind of all right, when they get towards the trade deadline, LeBron James just can't help himself. He has to fuck with the roster. He has to tinker with it. So he's either going to make some changes that are going to be for the better or for the worse. Now, we know the one that ain't going to get traded is his son. But I'm not surprised. They have to kind of run through Anthony Davis because at this point in their career, Anthony Davis is the best player on the team. But Anthony Davis is not proven to be a reliable player that you can run the team through. So I think it just starts out now where they'll be doing well. I think they end up maybe in the play-in or they be like the 6th seed. They might just miss it or something like that, and they won't do much later on. Because like as far as championship stuff, I just don't think they have it. It's going to take LeBron to have. You got to have a whole nother level of like of energy and a whole nother level of like stamina to win championships, and I just don't think he has it anymore. Now, if he had a third player that was like not as good as Anthony Davis, but somewhere in between, and he could kind of like facilitate, I think they would have a chance. But the Lakers, and personally, like I haven't talked about it a lot. There's a lot of people on YouTube, man, just killing his son. And it's funny content to me. That stuff be having me rolling. But I never quite got into it because I'm not a Lakers fan. So because I'm not a Lakers fan, I don't really care. It doesn't make me mad. If it was a Sixers fan and the Sixers player was doing it, I'd be pissed the hell off. But LeBron and all that, it's just funny to me, man. Like I just I just don't take him that serious.
When you get a chance before you go off the air, I want you to check up a breaking story that Jason Kelce got into it with a fan at the Penn State game.
Jason Kelce did what?
He got into an altercation with a fan at the Penn State game.
Physical altercation.
He told him that his brother was a fag because he's dating Jason Taylor Swift, he took the guy's phone and slammed it on the ground. His iPhone.
Yeah. So somebody
They got a video of it too.
So somebody walked up to Jason Kelce and said Travis Kelce is a fag for dating Taylor Swift.
Yes, ridiculousness, right?
What kind of sense would that make?
Ridiculousness. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
It's
it's all
probably-
over the internet. You know?
Yeah, I gotta find that, man. Anybody know
that's-
about anybody in the chat know about that? What happened with Jason Kelce? Yeah, I went hearing that Jason Kelce had got into an altercation with a fan at the Penn State game, which we're gonna talk about second. Damn, I'm boy, so sick and tired of Penn State, man.
You're leading right to our segment of the Penn State. You know?
I'm so sick and tired of Penn State, man. But I gotta see this Jason Kelce, man. Oh, he can't be doing that kind of stuff right now. Kelce, you know what I mean? Kelce's doing big things right now.
That would destroy his image, no doubt.
You know.
Now, what I'm curious about, right? On Monday, will WIP talk about it? Because if it was anybody else in this city.
My name is Justin, and I'm here just helping.
Yeah, they definitely gonna talk about it.
I just turned 20.
Oh, Smizzy. That's it.
Jason Kelce lost it
Yeah.
at Pennsylvania, grabbing someone's phone and throwing it to the ground before storming off, right after someone in the crowd called Travis a gay slur. The former NFL star-turned commentator was in Happy Valley for the matchup between Ohio State and Penn State Saturday morning, and the crowd started following.
It's like if you telling me my sister dating Taylor Swift, I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? Like, you know?
How you a F word? I think you're not supposed to say the word fag, right, bro? So how are you that if you dating Taylor Swift? You know, it's just that's why what is he offended by that for? He tripping.
And why did that make you mad? I don't understand. How did that piss you off? I'm happy my brother dating Taylor Swift. He about to get a couple of eyes. So it's like I don't understand.
Yeah. It looks like most people in the comments ain't got no problem with it though, so you know.
Or a lot of them Eagles fans, but they don't, you know.
Yeah, Kelce a hero riot. You know how that is. Yeah. Next hero about to be Caitlin Clark's buddy Cooper DeJean. He about to be the next hero around here. You know, you got a white boy that can play. A white boy that can play well. Oh, he about to be the best on the team, according to the people. About to be crazy, man. You know I like Cooper though. All right, so yeah, so that leads us to the next subject, man. What you got to say about these guys right here, man? Penn State loses to Ohio State again.
If anybody been watching Penn State for the last 10 years, 15 years, right? They have a pattern that they never fail you. They always come through of disappointment when it comes to Ohio State or Michigan. They start off a season 5-0, 6-0. They smash through all the little, opponents that they get to. The moment they get to Ohio State, they play bad and they get annihilated. And it's not even a game. Like they only scored 6 points today. And the only common denominator I can see is Franklin Harris. He got to go. He got to go. Whatever his name is, Franklin, whatever his name, he got to go.
Coach Franklin, yeah.
Yeah, Franklin got to go because he is not doing well when they play Ohio State. I don't know what it is. I don't know what he's doing. They even got stopped on the fourth down on the goal line. Like they just have no heart today. It's like Ohio State is not known for having this juggernaut defense. Then they do got a receiver that they say might be the best receiver in the history of their program. You know what I mean? So he's nice.
He better than Marvin Harris already.
But that's what Michael Parsons said. So I don't know how true it is, but Michael Parsons said that they receiver they got might be the best in the history of their franchise.
Yeah.
He been watching them for a minute, so I don't know.
Yeah, okay. Oh, hold on. You talking about Penn State or Ohio State?
Ohio State receiver.
Yeah, he got a lot to do before he better than Marvin Harrison. But yeah, I heard the dude saying that today during the game.
Now you can't just score 6 points when it comes to Ohio State. Like you can't do that. You know what I mean? Like your whole program just looks and you home. It's not like you in Ohio State home field. You home and you losing like that, and you rank number 3. That's not a good look. But I'm not surprised though. That's the thing I'm trying to say. Franklin, this is what he does. He go undefeated, and then he play Ohio State, and then he just lose that game, and then the rest of the season be like a wash after that. You know what I mean? So I'm not surprised at all. I actually think that he should get fired because of this. I think this is a fireable offense because you keep losing to the same team year after year after year. So he got to go.
Now the problem is Penn State. They're like Pittsburgh. They just don't fire coaches. Like, Joe Paterno was there 33 years, man. That don't make no damn sense. He was there 33 years. And Franco, how many years Franco been there now? Since
I
Joe
think he
Paterno.
was the next head coach at the
Yeah, definitely. But I'm trying to figure out how many years was that,
He been there a while.
In his record versus Michigan, is bad too. Was it 17-10? He never beat Michigan. Let me see something. He beat Ohio State one time since he's been here, and I don't think he beat Michigan. That made no damn sense, man.
Like your job depends on beating Michigan and Ohio State because they the only two big dogs that you have to play every year.
Every year we go undefeated. The first loss we take is either Michigan because you played them or Ohio State because you played them. That make no sense, man.
It's unbelievable,
My man said, PSU can't beat Ohio State. Their life depends on it. Oh, man. Not lately. I don't understand it, man. You know what happens, though? The defense showed up. Defense played well, especially, at least until the fourth quarter when Ohio State just started running the ball down our throat. But the offense is always super conservative in big games, man. They choke up. They're afraid to open up the offense. They're afraid to throw the damn ball down the field. And they just dink and dunk. And they try to run a game which Ohio State keys in on. It happens every year. It's been happening since, man. I remember when we had Larry Johnson as the running back. I remember that year. This was Joe Paterno. Larry Johnson was a madman. That was his name, right? Larry Johnson. Yeah. He was a madman. For that season, he had 200-yard games, 150-yard games, all that. We played against Ohio State. I swear to God, this dude didn't run Larry Johnson until damn near the second quarter. Like, what are you doing? He changed his whole strategy. He didn't play the whole way he'd been playing all the way up until then. All of a sudden, he started switching up. I don't understand it. Whenever Penn State's playing Ohio State or Michigan, they just get scared. They make it more than what it is. And then you had Ohio State home. You know what I mean? Most of the time, we got to go out there, that wretched place. We finally got them at Beaver Stadium. These motherfuckers still lost. I don't understand.
Certain coaches is just they're conservative in big games.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember when Minnesota Vikings was the hottest team all year in '99. And when they played Atlanta in the playoffs, what was the coach named? Green?
What's that?
Who was the coach of Minnesota?
You talking about Danny Green, against the Falcons, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And in that game, in the beginning, he said, the outcome of this game depends on who run the ball the best. And you got Moss and
he been passing all year.
And when you come into a game with that mindset, you're going to lose because that's not who you are. You're afraid.
Crazy, man.
You know what I mean? And that's the problem. Like he played conservative today. When you got to go down the field sometimes. You really do.
With that team, all he had to do was stay the hell out of the way. Let them just play. Where Randall and Maul just throw just drop bombs. You know what I mean? Play free. I ain't understand it, man. My man G says PSU don't have that quarterback. When's the last time PSU has certified? Holler is a 5-star recruit, and he's a Heisman level quarterback. I don't know that he has the offensive coordinator to put him in that position to where he could win it. But I like this quarterback Holler. He's the best quarterback they have since, to me, at least since Michael Robinson, for sure.
Yeah, but he got to put up more than 6 points, though. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, we know that. I'm just saying, he's a better quarterback than they've had in a long time. And I'm not blaming everything on him because this damn coach, like, why are you calling all these plays that is dink and dunk stuff? You know, it was crazy, man. Crazy.
Man.
Yeah, he got to go, man. That damn coach got to go.
Then he get into an argument with the fans because they saying he conservative. Probably get into an argument with the fans, so they was in his behind.
So everybody arguing with the fans right now. The only one not talking back to the fans is Hurts. Jalen Hurts just put his head in his books and just keep working, keep chugging along. You know, the rest of these guys like Embiid snapping, Franco snapping. Yeah,
it's crazy because actually the Sixers are playing right now, but I just have no interest watching the game without Embiid.
I ain't watching that shit, man. Till PG come back or Embiid play, I'm not watching that shit, man.
Because they're not playing the right way. I need to see Maxey be a distributor instead of jacking up shots, and they're not gonna let him do that.
Yeah,
so they're gonna lose another game.
Yeah. Nick Nurse don't want to coach right now. What, he mad? So he protesting? Don't want to coach?
God, if I was on, I wouldn't accept it. I'm not accepting you just don't want to coach. You better do something.
Yeah, they ain't doing.
You get paid a lot of money to go to the floor.
Owner ain't about to do nothing, man. Unbelievable.
Where's that Nick Nurse that was in Toronto? They used to give the Sixers work every time we played them without superstars. Before they got Kawhi, after they got Kawhi, and after he left. I don't understand it, man. These coaches get here, they act like they can't coach.
Yeah. Penn State still plays like it's the early 2000s. Facts. So what's your thoughts on tomorrow's game, man? We got Eagles, Jags. I think, was it a 4:30 game?
Yeah, it's a 4:30 game, 4 o'clock game.
Yeah.
I'm kind of overconfident. I don't want to feel that way. Yeah, I mean, I really don't. But I'm hearing that, people calling Jacksonville about their receiver, Christian Kirk. So they not trying to win. So they trying to trade players. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's word out there that Kansas City is trying to get Marshawn Lattimore from the Saints. They better not give Kansas City that ball. Don't nobody make any moves for Kansas City this year. I don't care what's going on. Don't do it.
Well, then somebody else need to go get him. That's all it is.
I'm saying Kansas City undefeated right now with a lesser team because their quarterback is spectacular. Their defense is crazy. Don't give them no Marshawn Lattimore. Don't do it.
All right, well, somebody else better go get Marshawn Lattimore.
Just don't let Kansas City do it.
Saints ain't thinking about that. The Saints like, man, we got bigger problems. So it's like somebody need to step in and get a better offer. I would love to have him, but I mean, damn, what we gonna start firing our corners that we're just happy about?
There's another. I seen a blog today that the Eagles are trying to trade Kenny Gamble for the backup running back for Jacksonville. Kenny Gamble.
Gainwell, yeah.
They see he was last year of his contract, and they definitely not gonna pay him, so they might as well just get rid of him at the trade deadline.
So trade Gainwell for who? Trade Gainwell for who?
A backup for Jacksonville. I forgot his name, but he's a good guy. He's a good running back, but he just.
Etienne? Travis Etienne?
Yeah.
Shit, you get Etienne, hell yeah.
Yeah, you're right. That's his name. That's his name.
Yeah,
so I'm all for it.
You get.
How I feel about Kenny Gainwell.
And I like Gainwell, but yeah, if you get Etienne, I'm with that.
I think the Eagles. I think what they're trying to do is, I think they're getting ready for the playoffs. They know they need Barkley, so they got to get more help because Kenny Gainwell, they say, according to the article, was not really giving them anything.
You can run Gainwell. What people hating on Gainwell for? He ain't do shit wrong.
Hey man, like I agree with the article, so I got a problem.
Why?
With
like, but why though? It's like your backup running back.
Kenny Gainwell to me is like Kevin Ollie for the Sixers. Like he reeks of.
Like, but you don't give him credit for times he get 100 yards. You act like that ain't happening. He did that in the playoffs. I mean, I ain't catch the ball, but whatever. I mean, I'll get your backup. I mean, I'll be pissed if that was my starter, definitely. My man G says, look, I love Embiid, but he's a great talent, but you can't make him be the cornerstone for a championship team. He has Embiid, listen, I hear you, but any team Embiid is on, they're gonna make him the cornerstone. It just don't matter. It's like that's just gonna happen. If he is on a all-star team, they're gonna give him the ball. You know what I mean? That's
This
the
is my
problem
last
Sixers
year.
have.
This is my last year putting my faith in Embiid, man. Like I'm like thin. Like one more year, he do anything stupid, get hurt, whatever. I'm off Embiid.
I don't have faith in him, but it's definitely not faith. It's just what do you do? Like you're gonna make a logical move. It's like he's too good. It's like what do you do?
But
Kinda
he
stuck.
can't be that good if he's not getting past the second round. Like you
Okay,
got to produce something.
there's a whole lot of players that ain't get past the second round. So who you gonna get? Are you
I went
getting
with
Jason?
them. I went
All
with
right,
them neither.
but this is what I'm saying. Are they giving you Jason Tatum for him? Like, are they giving you? Are you getting Anthony Edwards for him? You get Luca. It's like if I'm not doing that, I'm not with it. I'm just stuck with this guy.
Listen, I can't, as a Sixers fan, the only reason why I accepted the process because I can't live in limbo. And I'm living in limbo.
No, you're
And I
not. No,
can't.
you're not. You ain't living in limbo.
Yo, this is definitely limbo.
No, limbo is you 7th seed at best, 8th seed. Just can't do no better than that. Might not make the playoffs. This ain't limbo.
This is definitely. I have no hope that Embiid can get past the second round or even the first. I don't know what to do, man.
No,
This is the last
I mean,
I'm going to say, all right, I'm
maybe,
gonna give you a chance.
maybe, but you gotta have a move you're gonna make though. That's my only thing. Like it is.
I'm so off the Sixers. I'm willing to let Embiid sit a couple games this year, weeks, whatever it takes to get him to the playoff. And if he gets to the playoff healthy, I'm gonna see what he can do. That's how detached I am from this team. Like I used to be excited to watch the team. Like when AI was here, I watched the team every single game.
Man, you know damn well B come back, Paul George play. You gonna watch? You talking about, man? You know damn well.
I don't have no. I put it like this. I don't have no. Well, I see Paul George. I'd be excited about. I ain't gonna lie. And I never see him in the Sixers job, so I would be excited. But Embiid, man, like, hey, I don't know about this dude, man.
So Jared says Chiefs aren't getting Lattimore. He's likely to end up in Baltimore. That's good. I'm with that. Yeah, Baltimore would need him more than the Chiefs do. But yeah, I mean, but according to you said you saw an article saying the Chiefs trying to get him, right?
Yeah, a couple teams. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get it.
The Ravens will make sense though, because Ravens defense is struggling. G says the Sixers are frustrating, man. I want to love them, but it's like, damn, yeah, I'm right there with you, brother. Nick Wright predicted Eagles choke to Trevor Lawrence. Well, yeah. Well, Nick Wright is what you call he's a hater, right?
Eagles
so
hater.
He has to kind of stick to the script of his hating instead of saying, you know what, I was wrong. So he says ridiculous things like that. You know, why would they choke to Trevor Lawrence? You know. And at home.
Nick Wright said Saquon Barkley, he went on the same level as Christian McCaffrey. So you know he don't know what he's talking about.
Who said that?
Nick Wright said Saquon Barkley wasn't on the same level as Christian McCaffrey.
Now, or are you talking about last year?
When we signed him, and
oh yeah. Well, a lot of people thought that when we signed him, but there's no reason there's no way you can say that now. It's like all that was based on when he's with the Giants. You know what I mean? Like that offensive line should put McCaffrey on the Giants. He can be the same. You know.
Yeah.
No, to me, Saquon is the better running back. Yeah, to me, but yeah.
I think tomorrow game will be 34-17 Eagles.
I'd be pissed about 17 points. Unless it's garbage time. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. I think the Eagles going to be on the bench early in the fourth quarter. I mean, you got the the backup quarterback out there chilling, throwing passes.
Jared asks, why does Nick Wright hate the Eagles? What you think?
I think he hated the Eagles because they was a force that year to compete with Kansas City, and he knew he was actually kind of scared of the Eagles that year. He would give Jalen Hurts no credit, saying that it was the team, it wasn't him. He had good receivers, he had good running backs. Like he's not a good quarterback. Actually, he lost the Super Bowl. Oh, Jalen Hurts is one of the top.
You there? I'm going in and out.
Can you hear me there?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what I
So
said.
I think
Yeah,
he.
go ahead. Go ahead.
What you said? I just said it. You hear me?
No, if you ain't finished, go ahead. Go ahead, finish.
No, I'm done. I'm done.
Okay. I think it's I think he's a closet Cowboys fan. Who probably was a Cowboys fan during the 90s when they were winning. And the Chiefs is his hometown team, but you know, most dudes is frauds. They don't really just follow their home team, they follow whatever team is winning. And because he's a closet Cowboys fan, he hates the Eagles. I think it's really that simple. Could be wrong, but that's what I think. You know, a lot of those people from those different areas, Midwest, not that far from Dallas type of people, they be Cowboys fans. Especially since the Chiefs were.
Let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
If you was to rate the quarterbacks in the NFC East from 1 to 4, who would be number 1? Who would be number 4?
NFC East?
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts is number 1. Dak Prescott number 2. Jaden Daniels number 3. And Daniel Jones number 4.
Correct. Because there's a lot of knuckleheads saying that, Boy Washington, he's number 1 right now in the NFC East.
Yeah, of course.
Which is
those are prisoner of the moment type of people. Like, I've watched way too much football to be saying Jaden Daniels is better than, Dak Prescott or Jalen Hurts. I watch too much football to be doing
MVP odds right now. They had a conversation about that. Is he MVP of the league right now? I'm like, wow.
I mean, I understand. Because the fact that the Commanders are, leading their division, and nobody thought they would, before that. I get it. Will he win it? Hell no. Unless he just went crazy. If he sweep the division, he got it. I'll give him the damn MVP trophy. He sweep the Eagles, sweep the Cowboys, do something crazy like that. But I don't think all that's happening.
If Jaden Daniels sweep the Eagles, he won the division. Period. If that happened, however improbable that is, he will win the division. And I will give him the crown. Like, yeah, you the man.
Yeah.
If he can sweep, if he beat us once, I will give him the crown. Like, yeah, you the man.
Yeah, he beat us. Yeah, no doubt about it. Now, we know them Washington games going to be tough because they're tough regardless, no matter who their quarterback is. So, Eagles, we got to be ready. Go out there, smash these guys and put him in his place. Now, what I like is we have a different defensive coordinator who knows what the hell he's doing.
I think the last time we lost to Washington, we had 3 turnovers that game.
Yeah.
When
was the last time we lost home? We beat them. We swept them last year. Yeah, so that was that was that game that we all know about. That was that anomaly game that we lost.
And last year they took us to overtime.
Yeah,
that was a scary game, but that was more of a defense not handling their business.
Yeah, the defense was horrible. We was up and down the field on them. It was a
Did you see the podcast that Brian Dawkins talking about the defense?
No, I didn't see it.
I didn't see it. Chance check it out. He praised it, Cooper the J.
Yeah, you can check that out. So Jared says he talks as if he thinks Hurts is trash. Matter of fact, what we're gonna do right now? We're gonna go to Nick Wright and hear what he has to say about the Eagles. Yeah, that's what I think I meant to do that anyway.
This week, we will start with, for the first time all year, going back to an old favorite, the prince that was promised. Jags getting 7.5 against Bruce's beloved Philadelphia Eagles. Trevor, the last 4 weeks, 109 rating, 275 yards per game, 72% completion. The offense has not been the problem. The defense has been. Philly, 0-5 against the spread their last 5 home games. Hurts is a big favorite, more than a touchdown. 3-8-1. Go ahead, KW.
Oh, Doug Peterson back in.
Well, you know what? That was on the sheet. Yes, Doug Peterson, super revenge game. He didn't like how he went out there. And even if the Jags are getting rolled, 7.5?
Yeah.
Give me down 31-17. A nice Trevor backdoor cover. I think the Jags can win outright. I think they are definitively scoring at least 24 points. So Philly would have to score 32 to cover. That's not happening. Jags plus 7.5. Next.
All right. So did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard that.
All right. So he believes that the Jags can win outright. I don't think Nick Wright believes half of the shit he says. But what he claims is he believes the Jags can beat the Eagles outright. He said they definitely scored 24 points. Listen, if any of y'all out here betting, people that's here, if you're betting on the Eagles game, you better not take that damn bet that Nick Wright is suggesting that the Jags will score 24 points on the Eagles tomorrow. It's just not happening. The Jags let's see what's going on, man. This guy's tripping.
Trolling, man. He's a troll.
Yeah, he's trolling, man.
So darn well he don't believe that.
Yeah, man. We're gonna see what the deal is. All right, so what we got here? So the Jaguars right now have the 14th ranked total offense. That's not as bad as I thought. Their passing offense is 16th. They average 213 yards a game, and they have 11 touchdowns. Okay. And then their rushing offense is 17th, 120. They're like a middle of the pack team in terms of their numbers, but obviously they just don't know how to win. But this idea in scoring, the Jaguars average 19 points a game. Or no, hold on. My bad. The Jags average 21 points a game. So then he said 24. I mean, okay. It's not crazy wild, I guess. I just don't see it because the Philadelphia Eagles in the last couple of games haven't given up a touchdown in the previous 2 games before the Bengals game. And then the Bengals score, 17 points? And the Bengals have a better
9.5 points per game in the last 3 games.
Exactly. You talk about Joe Burrow. Trevor Lawrence is not on Burrow level. And
he don't have a better receiver than Joe Burrow.
And we did that on the road. We did all that shit on the road against those teams. We home. Come on, man. This boy's bugging. And without a doubt, he said he talks if he thinks Hurts is trash. Yeah, he does talk like he thinks Hurts is trash. Like I've said many times in videos that I've given, Jalen Hurts right now, he's just one of those quarterbacks that gets doubted. You know, he wasn't a first round pick. Though he clearly could have been. I mean, you're talking about he had a great college career for the most part, better than most. Wasn't the first round pick. He's not the guy that's 6'5" who sits in the pocket all day, and just I don't know, whatever it is about Jalen Hurts. Guys like Nick Wright, they doubt him. For me, he has all the things I'm looking for in a quarterback because the things that I rank over anything else is I rank clutchness, I rank intelligence, I rank hard work, dedication. The things I hear about Jalen Hurts, he's a guy that's the first guy at the facility every day. He's the last guy to leave the facility. He's a bookworm, up in that playbook. He's a guy that clearly can read defenses, all of those different things. What a lot of people don't understand about the Philadelphia Eagles for some stupid reason, prior to this year, ever since Jalen Hurts was with the team, they never gave him the responsibility of calling out the blitz protections. That responsibility was always Jason Kelce's. And what a lot of people don't want to admit, and this is a thing here in Philly because there's a little bit of a Jason Kelce worship here, is that Jason Kelce had more to do with how bad the offense looked last year than Jalen Hurts did. Why do I say that? Because if Jason Kelce is the one that's responsible for calling out blitz protections, and if the biggest problem the Eagles offense had was against the blitz, then whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? That's Kelce's, right? And I think he felt that, and I think that had something to do with him deciding to retire too. I think he felt really bad. Yeah.
He said he played like garbage the last couple of games of the season.
Yeah. He felt himself losing it and slipping, so he left. But the Philadelphia media never do that because Jason Kelce's he's hero worshipped here. You know, he's part of the 2017 Super Bowl. He and Brandon Graham, and then that speech he gave after the Super Bowl. You know, Philly fans, that's all they need. And shit like that, and you're a hero forever. But the truth is, Jason Kelce had more to do with how bad the offense looked than Hurts did, especially when it came to the blitz. Jalen Hurts lost respect for his coach because his coach couldn't provide the answers to dealing with the blitz. Jalen Hurts had to, on his own, call up defensive coordinators like Wink Martindale and ask them, about, how do I beat the blitz that you're doing? That's crazy that he had to go outside of the facility to get the answers. He couldn't get the answers from any coach in the facility. Shit, all them motherfuckers can go if that's me. Like, no, none of y'all got damn answer. Like, if none of y'all got the damn answer, y'all all can go. That's crazy. What you got? Knocked out and came back?
Yeah, I got knocked out.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, man. So he had to call Wink Martindale. But since then, the Philadelphia Eagles is like night and day now against the blitz. Yeah. Night and day. So, that's why, despite the trash coach we have in Nick Sirianni, I believe the Eagles are still have a big chance to come out of the NFC because of the players, the roster, and the quarterback.
I got a prediction. I think this is going to be the first quarter that we score 10 points.
That would be nice. That'd be nice. It would be nice. They got to work on that first. The Eagles had to work on the first 15 scripted plays. That's all. That's all. G says, well, Kelce up there with Chase Utley and Nick Foles in the sense they won't ever get criticized. Yeah, that's true. Dawkins, too. Those guys that won't ever be criticized. But we all mess with Kelce, man. Yeah. One of my favorite Eagles of all time. But the truth is the truth. I'm a truther. I'm calling it like it is. I'm not going to sit there and let these guys just bash Jalen Hurts forever when it's somebody else. Especially something when Kelce told you it was him and he still won't believe it. That's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So we got that going on. And also briefly, y'all, for you guys that are here that love that women's basketball, we got this week. We got some games coming up, man. You got Juju Watkins, USC coming up. They will be playing Monday, right? They got a game called they're going to be playing Monday, but I think the game is a weird time, like 4 p.m. or something like that, so we won't be able to see it, unless it's like, if it's 4 p.m., I got to see. If it's 4 p.m., Pacific time, then maybe it's 7. I got to figure out what time it is, Eastern Pacific. Then you got Paige Beckers playing on Thursday, okay? Now, UConn plays Boston. They play Boston U on November 7th for those who keep in touch. And I will be covering those games as well. I'm debating over whether or not I'm going to be live during those games. Sometimes I'm able to go live, sometimes I'm not because of my work schedule. But pretty soon, my work schedule will be non-existent by the end of this month. When this month is over, we're gonna be free to just do this right here. We're gonna really be working to build the channel up. The next goal is we gotta get the subscribers up to 2,000. That's our next goal. After that, then we're going to be on the road to 5,000. Once we're there, as you know, we're taking any type of donations, all of that good stuff, which all will go towards building this daggone channel up. Right now, there's a couple of things I want to get so we can improve the quality. I want to be able to, show more content, all these different things. We're going to brand, get a logo going. We're gonna prove that. We got more guests coming in. A whole bunch of plans. Once I'm able to be 24/7 with this, y'all gonna find out what it is. Once we
Your setup look kind of nice too.
Yeah, we're getting there, man. We're getting there.
Your lights in the background, that joint look hot.
Yeah, we're getting there, little by little. Building him up. Like I said, I don't have a lot of time. And some of these YouTube guys, they don't work, so they get to really set their joint up. That's about to be the case with me in a minute, though. So, but thanks everybody. Yeah.
Crystal clear. That joint HD like a mug.
Yeah. Yep.
What college games do you be watching as far as the women's? Do you have any favorite team, or you just watch?
Well, this year the main college teams is going to be South Carolina. It's Dawn Staley. I follow all Dawn Staley stuff. Dawn, Dawn. That's our around here. She's the coach of the South Carolina Gamecocks, who were they won 2 of the last 3 championships. But I think overall, she's won 3, if I'm not mistaken. But they won 2 of the last 3. The one that was interrupted was the one that Angel Reason won, LSU. All right, that's the other team we're going to be paying attention to, LSU, because they have a nice young player there, Flau'jae Johnson, who's the daughter of the rapper down south. She was also on America's Got Talent, rapping on there, but she's a hell of a ball player. I think this year she's going to be getting her average up to over 25. She pretty much got every move you're going to need in the book. I done seen Flau'jae do Euros. I done seen her score with the right hand and left hand. The jump shot coming. She got speed, play defense. She's the one I think a lot of people sleeping on. So LSU. When is LSU next game? As a matter of fact, LSU play Monday. LSU play Monday for those who keeping track of the women's basketball. LSU play Monday at 8 o'clock. So you got LSU, which is Flau'jae. You got Juju playing Monday. So basically the teams I'm paying attention to, South Carolina, LSU, UConn, and USC. USC. Yeah, that girl USC is the one. Juju, she's the one that everybody's really talking about.
Is that the one that Kobe trained?
Yeah, all of them trained with Kobe a little bit. Yeah, but she was way younger. The ones that Kobe really trained, or they're in the league now because just Sabrina Ionescu, one of them. Then also Jewel Lloyd is another one. The Gold Mamba. So those ones you got to
That's
train.
what they call him?
Yeah, Gold Mamba.
That's a hot name.
Yeah. Yeah, she'd be people coming and talking about Caitlin better than them. Like, come on, man. Jewel Lloyd dropped 30 on Caitlin Head, 33, then 36. She's got an eye poked out. She had one eye, dropped 19 straight points on her. She was just straight embarrassing her, man. But they made this big deal out of this one little win that Caitlin's team got at the end of the year. It was so stupid.
Did you hear about the offensive line of the Eagles going to the coach during the bye week saying that they wanted to run the ball and become a running team?
No.
And Lane Johnson said in the press conference that him, Dickerson, and Malata said, listen, we want to be a running team first to get an identity, and then we can build off that and get under the center more.
Yeah, down the center part, yeah. But be a running team for what? Just mix. Like, all I'm saying is mix, run, and pass. That's all. Just mix. Yeah, like you can't, like you got AJ, Devontae, Goddard. You don't throw that damn ball. But just mix it. My thing is don't pass without running. That's all. It's like, but ain't no reason for us to
It'd
play
be a
like Tennessee.
balanced team.
Yeah. Ain't no reason for us to play like Tennessee did a couple years ago. But like they would run their ass off. Then when they got to the playoffs and they played the Bengals and they couldn't pass the ball, got their ass whooped.
And one thing I didn't agree with him with, he said in the press conference that he wanted to be like 21 when they ran the ball. And I'm like, but you didn't have no receivers there, so you had to run the ball. So you have to be more balanced now because you got star receivers.
Man, AJ Brown would be so damn pissed to be playing like that. The hell? Like, why would you do that? Like, this dude is destroying people. He catching, passes on two dudes, and you up here just nah. Just be balanced. You'll be fine. And then too, if you look at the last couple of games, we're not running like people think. Like Joe DeCamera with this dumb shit talking about they're running in order to take the ball out of Hurts. First of all, they're not like running way more than they pass. Like throughout the game, even the Bengals game, he was definitely passing the ball. It's just that once you up 14, then the Eagles start running. So at the end of the game, if you're not paying attention to the game and you're just looking at the stat sheet, you think they ran way more than they passed. No, they're running a lot because they up 2 damn touchdowns and stuff like that. That's what was happening. But it ain't like you weren't passing the ball.
If people know anything about football, right, anything, Dak Prescott is not a bad quarterback to me. But he don't have no running game. And everybody knows that, so therefore they don't worry about it. And if you just make the quarterback one-dimensional, he's going to look bad. That's just life in the NFL. But if you switch it up and go half and half, look at Dak Prescott when he got a running game. When Zeke was a real good running back. And last year when he had 1,000-yard back, he's unstoppable. And that's any
You know what I say about
quarterback.
Dak?
If you
You know what
one-dimensional,
I say about Dak? Pretty much. So yeah, he's not good. He's bad. Whatever. He sucks. Fuck him. That's what I say. Like, because they don't give Hurts no credit, I ain't give Dak no credit. None.
But that's just non-educated fans. Though.
You ain't giving Hurts no credit, I ain't give Dak no credit. That's how I do that. But I hear you though. I hear you. Of course, he's better with a running game.
Dallas actually going to send
But
if
you use examples like golf, I'd have been right there with you. Because you can use golf as an example. You can use many of them examples. Like the Lions be running, but people don't give him the stigma of like a quarterback that need a running game. You know what I mean? But he is. All quarterbacks need a running game. Let's go to some of these comments here. G says, well, Hurts basically faced the Wentz 2017 syndrome with his 2022 season where you're a victim to their success so early. See, I see what you're saying, but I don't agree because Carson Wentz, what really, really messed him up was Carson Wentz kept having injuries. That's one thing. And then number two, Carson Wentz, like Howie Roseman wasn't doing the best job of putting people around him. Like he gave Alshon Jeffrey this long contract, and Alshon Jeffrey kept getting hurt. He brought in Mike Wallace to replace Torrey Smith, and that didn't work. Then he brought in Deshaun Jackson. Deshaun Jackson was getting hurt. See, it was a lot of things to go along with, Wentz's play. I think these things contributed to his play falling. And then Wentz also, he didn't want to run the RPO-based offense that the owner wanted. I think that was part of the problem too. They found Wentz probably difficult to deal with. Different things like that happen with Wentz. Whereas with Jalen Hurts, I think Jalen Hurts can play more different systems than Wentz can. I think Hurts was better in the locker room. Hurts was definitely better with the media. And Hurts has a better team around him, to be honest with you, than Carson did. So I think it's I get what you're saying, but I think it's a little bit more convoluted than that. A little more complicated. All right, so G says, so people become unrealistic with the team's failures instead of looking at the overall team instead of the individual, even though Hurts does have bad play here and there. Yeah, I agree. Hurts has had bad play. He will have bad play again. It happens with all quarterbacks, But it's magnified when you're a franchise quarterback, comes with the territory. Facts. Stevie Johnson says, "What's up, Full Air? What's up, Steve? Had a few laughs this week. Daniel Jones and Michael Parsons and Trayvon Diggs. Oh man. Don't even get me started on that, man. But Daniel Jones is just Daniel Jones. See, it's a shame with Daniel Jones. I guess he's bad, but I don't know how bad he truly is because it's like he never has a line. If he has a receiver, it's usually one receiver. It's messed up, man. The Giants, it's just messed up the way they're doing Daniel Jones. But he might just be bad. I don't know. But whatever. Ain't my problem.
Dave Jones like the little brother that keep getting beat up all the NFC.
Crazy, man. And then as far as Michael Parsons and Trayvon Diggs, I love those guys, man. Michael Parsons and Trayvon Diggs, as you know. I be seeing if I can find that joint, man. I meant to add that to the show. I forgot all
Can you
about
imagine if they was in Philly with the Philly media, the things that they say up late show, man?
Yeah, we about to play that, man. Them guys is crazy, man. Leaving Dak out the joint.
Where would you rank him among quarterbacks right now? I would say he's definitely top 10. Higher. You think he's top 5? For sure. Who else you gonna put in there? Give us your top 5 right now. I'm gonna go him. I'm gonna go Mahomes. Barr. Gotta have Barr. Yeah. Lamar. Josh Allen. Jalen playing pretty good right now too. Jared Goff is a top 5 quarterback right now. And Matthew Stafford. I love how Matthew Stafford played the quarterback position. Sam Darnold could be in the top 5 conversation right here. Sam Darnold. So there's always a lot of good quarterbacks right now. I can't give you a top 5 right now based on how everybody's performing. Yeah. It's just too long.
Yo, them dudes is crazy, man. So they didn't mention Mahomes, Burrow, of course, Josh Allen. They done went to daggone Sam Darnold. And who else did they say? And Jared Goff, without mentioning Dak. So what you got to say, man? You up here just talking about Dak ain't that bad. What you think of what they said about him?
If Eagles players was saying that without mentioning it, oh man. I got on Slay because he said he don't tackle 100% because he's trying to have a life after football. That pissed me off. So I can imagine if Slay saying he don't mention Hurts in the top 5 quarterbacks in his list. I'm definitely can't understand that.
What is the state of that?
That's Cowboys though.
What is the state of that locker room, man? That thing is a mess right now. See, Mike don't give a damn because he ain't get his money yet. He don't care. He like, man. Now Diggs like, look, I got my bread, whatever. But he don't seem to like Dak too much anyway. He seemed like he never really liked him. Remember that time he cussed him out, called him trash or whatever during the practice and all that kind of stuff. Diggs is crazy, man. So,
I knew Diggs was crazy when he called Hurts out when Dak got his name in the practice.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. The practice joint. So, what do you think will happen with them in Atlanta tomorrow?
I think they're gonna lose.
Dallas?
I think they're gonna lose because Atlanta got a good running game, and they know how to use it. And Cowboys is like 30th against the run. They're real bad against the run. So I think they're gonna lose.
See, I was leaning towards
run the ball to control the clock on them.
I was leaning towards Dallas to actually win that, but man, and I really thought about it. I think Michael Parsons isn't going to play again. I think the Marcus Lawrence isn't going to play. I don't know. I don't know if Bland is coming back.
Ain't Diggs hurt again?
Nah. I don't think so, unless it's like something minor.
Oh, yeah.
But the Bland hasn't played. I heard he might be coming back, but then if he come back, and Diggs, I don't think is going to be right until next season. He's not the normal Diggs right now. We come back from a nasty injury, man. So yeah, Dallas might be taking another L. That's gonna be crazy, man. They be out of it. like before it gets started. I kind of want them to win because I want the game when we play them to be meaningful. I want to be the team to bury the Cowboys. I don't want the Atlanta to do it. I want to bury them. That's the thing. But might not get everything you want, man. Even though I love watching them lose. I love to watch the Eagles win and then go watch the Cowboys lose. It's the joy. It's the joy of my Sunday. It truly is. Juju is a problem. Facts. Stevie Johnson says, thank you, Jerry Jones, for not getting Derrick Henry. Thank you very much.
I just read it. It said
we are on par, sir.
Trayvon Diggs got a tear in his calf this week in practice.
What happened?
Trayvon Diggs got a tear in his calf this week in practice.
Good God.
So he might be out.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Diggs. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, they not having a good year.
Shit, that's an understatement.
And the week that Devon Bland come back, it's like, hey,
man. Yeah. Jared's talking about Nick Wright, says he hates on who he fears. He's taking shots at Hurts, Burrow, Josh Allen, Tom Brady, Brock Purdy, etc. Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Yeah, those interceptions don't come so easily without Dan Quinn's scheme, huh, Trayvon Diggs? Yeah, you might be right about that. I was kind of, saying it was the injury, but you could have a point, too. They're running a different defensive scheme, without Quinn. And you might have a point there, Stevie. So that's what we got tomorrow, man. Like I said, if anyone, we did talk about, for those who came here, wanting to know what we had to say about, the hiring for the new Chicago Sky hire. Like I said, all that's at the beginning of the video. Once we've done and published it, you can check that out. But we talked about Tyler Marsh as the new head coach for the Chicago Sky. We talked about the Indiana Fever hiring Stephanie White, Aaliyah Boston joining Unrivaled, and Caitlin Clark being offered $1 million by Unrivaled, as well as equity in the company. Like they look like they're really seriously going after her, So we see what happens with that. But yeah. So if anybody got any later comments, man, we could deal with that. If not, we're gonna wrap this up tonight, man. Thanks everybody for coming out.
While Trump cuts taxes for billionaires,
Look at that. You know what I
Harris
mean? It
will
messed
cut
up
them
my
for
day
you.
going on Trump and Harris. Maybe one day I'll talk about that. So, peace out, everybody.